And it is Sunday night, and guys, I am so appreciative you're all here joining me here tonight with my special guest. But before I bring her out here, just got a few things to talk about. First of all, I definitely want you guys to go and check out this new amazing network that is coming out. It is the XL Networks. So, guys, all you have to do is go to xlnetwork.com and you can find out all the latest and greatest. They have tons of amazing shows. They're always adding new shows, and it's a one-stop shop for all your network needs. They have sports, they have paranormal, they have game shows, they have all kinds of amazing things. So, guys, go over to the XL Network. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram, but definitely go over to their website and check out all the shows they have lined up. Check out past shows that have already started on the show. You will not be disappointed. It's a very entertaining place to definitely hang out and be around. So with that, even more so. So I'm gonna, before I bring on my guests, we are now in the midst of the holiday season, and of course, this is going to be the last show of Seeking Vibes podcast for 2025. And we are going to be back in February, I want to say 2026. We're going to take a little bit of time off, kind of just enjoy the holidays, get caught up on a few side projects. But guys, I definitely want you to know, during this holiday seasons, there are so many people that are struggling, just trying to get by in life. But this holiday season seems to be harder on people. So I want you to make sure that you're checking in on your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, anybody, even a stranger on the street. It doesn't take much just to say hi, how you doing, smile, or even tell somebody have a great day. So this holiday season, please check on one another, check on your neighbor. It doesn't hurt to be kind, especially this time of year, just to make sure everybody else makes it through the holiday seasons. So I just want to make sure that is foremost and important for us all to be there for one another, love one another as I do love you guys. And I hope everybody has a safe and happy holidays with all your family, all your friends, whatever you're going to be doing this holiday season. But most of all, just please be safe and like I said, check in on one another, make sure everybody's okay, say hello, say happy, have a great day, because that can definitely go a long way. You know what? And it's not a bad thing to tell a complete stranger that you love them. If we can hate somebody without even knowing them, you can definitely love somebody without even knowing them. So I want to say to everybody, have a Merry Christmas. But right now, let's get right into this, because this next lady, my final guess of 2025, I could have not thought of anybody else to go out with a bang with than my next guest here tonight. She is an absolute dear friend. She is one of the biggest supporters of everything that I've done, and always been there with guiding words, helping hands, suggestions. And I'll tell you, she is somebody that I hold near and dear, and we are going to be talking about everything, the growth that this lady has been doing as well. I mean, it's in what it is we do in everyday life, the passions, the goals, our lives, our journeys, our paths, the way they're all to go. It is definitely one that we should never stop growing, never stop learning, never stop challenging ourselves. And that's exactly what my guest here is today. She is a lady that just continues to grow within her realm, her path, her passion. And she has helped so many people with her guidance. And so I'm going to bring her out here right now. I want to introduce to you the Seeking Vibes world. This is my good friend, the lovely Miss Mary Bassett, as we all call her Mama Mary, though.
Hi, everyone. How are you doing, Dale?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so glad that I get to finish off my last podcast of 2025 with such an amazing person, and that is yourself.
I can't I can't believe you made me like the finale.
Well, you know, I can't believe why I wouldn't make you the finale.
Well, I appreciate it.
We got some amazing friends on this side. Of course, our dear friend Miss Rhonda Hart is in the house,
Oh, hi, Rhonda.
and we have Kristen and the Kristen. And who else do we have over here? We have Lisa in the house. We have who else?
Hi,
Do we have? Oh boy,
Lisa.
Ron's channel. So welcome everybody, and I'm sure there's a few more people on Facebook who I wish to God over on StreamYard I could see who's watching us on Facebook, but it just does not want to show. It just shows me everybody who's tuning in from the YouTube channel. So thank you to everybody. I hope everybody subscribed to the channel. Well, we are still a brand new and growing channel, so please spread the word. Share this video out because this is going to be an amazing hour. So we are just going to start off like we always do. We got to get to know who Mama Mary is and how she came into this amazing, I don't want to call it talent because it's not, it's a natural ability that you have. So let's just start there at the beginning. The birth of Mama Mary.
Huh. That sounds kind of painful, to be honest. Oh, well, we all have the gift, and so I really started wanting to develop it in my late teens, and I had started to do that, and really discovered that tarot card, was a thing for me. It, and then as life hits, you get married, you have kids, I got away from it. And then my grandmother died, probably right around when I was 30 years old. And I just kind of had to know what was on the other side, because I never was really against religion, but like organized religion wasn't for me. And I just felt like there was so much more than what was happening, than what we were actually being told. So then I started getting readings. And like my first reading, she told me, you have a very great gift. It's going to be up to you if you decide to use it in this lifetime or not. And then that made me curious. And I got another reading that said the same thing. So I started taking psychic development classes and started to meditate and started getting messages and realized it was a real thing. And then I kind of faded away from it a little bit, and then really got back into it hardcore in 2013, and it just took off from there and just slowly developed. And I think that's every time I share a spiritual message or like a piece of advice, it's a guarantee I'm saying it because I've been through it or I developed it because of this. Just because right when I decided to dig in and start doing the shadow work and open up, and it's no surprise that it starts happening in 2012 and 2013. That's right where the shift of the Mayan calendar, right? A lot of people were drawn into it. There's a significant purpose to that. And I don't know, there's just a fire in my gut for the spiritual purpose and the spiritual truth. And every day is dedicated to finding some kind of truth. We have to. So that's where it all started and just continues on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, I mean, I was just watching you over on the Mystical Awakening podcast. You were over there this past Thursday on Devin RJ's show. And if you guys missed that interview, definitely check it out because it is truly amazing on the growth that you've experienced over this past little bit and coming into, we're going to talk about the sacred code, something that you started teaching people about, what the sacred code is all about. We're going to get into that, but the growth that you talk about and the journey we are all on. I mean, you have done a lot of work with the UFO community.
Mm-hmm.
You've been a big, huge part of that, of course, with the big success of your show, The Voices of Contact, that airs every Friday night at 8 p.m. That's all going to be changing. So you're going to hear about those changes if you go over to the Mystical Awakening. We'll get into that probably near the end of the show, but also too. But I love how well and how big the Voices of Contact has gotten over the last, this is what, year or two that you guys have been doing. So, I mean, amazing progress. The shows are absolutely phenomenal, and it's a deep dive into people, the UFO community. Like, it gives answers and really helped a lot of people to understand what UFO contact is really like. It's not like we see in the movies where people are taken and tortured. It is not. It some of it can be, but for the most part, it's been. I mean, it's an unknown, but it's been a pleasurable experiences.
A lot of it's been a spiritual experience. More starseed answers. Really, like there's layers behind the contact. And there is contact out there that's happening from negative alien agendas. But there's also contact that's happening with Palladians and more positive species that are helping us try to evolve. And I think it's one of the reasons that I've taken such a big timeline shift, and many people have this last year, is because everything's amping up. And I think that's why shifting the show is so important, with still doing the Voices of Contact and sharing the regression work and people's experiences, but also being able to dig deeper with what all the topics, all the things that have come up from exploring the Voices of Contact. There's so many different things that have come up where it just makes the realization that everything's supernatural.
Yes.
And we're not doing a service to our souls or the souls that we can connect with if we're not exploring all of the supernatural and exploring all of the answers and questions that have been brought up. And so that's why we're going to expand and change the topics up, is to continue to grow it and keep on digging and take it from the 3D to, supernatural disclosure, because it's not just extraterrestrials that are making contact. So the question is who, what, why, and how. What
Right.
frequency is it, right? So we just want to learn how to tap into the frequency and find the right code. So,
And that cannot be spoken in any more truer words. And I love the fact that we are now going beyond the paranormal realm. We're calling it supernatural because that's exactly what is happening in the universe around us and what is happening. It's not just one thing, it's not just another thing. It is truly a supernatural phenomenon that is happening around us, and those who choose to embrace it are going to reap the benefits and grow and mature with who they are and understand. And I think that's the most important thing. And we're going to get talking to the sacred code, because this is where the sacred code comes in, is to allow yourself to discover your inner passions, your inner self, your everything you need to grow. We are plants. We need that nutrients to grow and to find out. I mean, people walk this earth all their lives and may never know who they truly are or what their true purpose is. But you are helping us to grow and to understand and to figure it out by teaching us the secret code. So let's just talk. When we talk the secret code, we're not talking about a lock. We're not talking about a chamber. It's an internal thing that we need to unlock, but it's not a physical thing. It's bigger than us. It's a universal thing. It's the universe connecting with us. So when did you first heard about the secret code and how it's developed you to grow within yourself?
well, to be honest, it's a long story. the sacred code actually came from my channeling sessions. So it really started back. It started with an episode of the Voices of Contact, actually, and in that that regression, it was the first time that person had ever come to me for a regression. And I didn't really make a connection. It was a very interesting regression. Weird things always happen to me when I tap into the subconscious. So I never overly think it. And I remember in that part of the regression when I was asking questions of the subconscious said, "Well, we're in the space where the creators are. We're here creating, and Mother Mary's here with us too." And I said, "Oh, okay, Mother Mary's there with you." And then the answer was, "No, you are there with us, Mama Mary." And that very interesting and intriguing. We've talked before. I've had weird things like that before that give me validation and messages. And so I thought it was interesting, and I did a little research. But what stuck out to me the most is when we did that episode with the Voices of Contact, the whole panel, they kept on re-asking me if that was actually me doing the regression because my voice had changed.
Right.
And like it just had me so curious. And they were just sure that I knew this person because they said, "No, this is a whole familiar thing." I'm like, "This is the first time this person has ever come to see me." So it really had me thinking. It's like, okay, there's something to this. We always have to pay attention to the little synchronicities and the signs, the things that get us wondering. And that's when I really started reaching out to my spirit guides, asking them, I want to remember what I am on a soul level, not worried about my purpose and mission. I know what that is, but who am I? And they started giving me the messages with the DNA activation. It just took me a long time to pay attention to the message, like probably over a month. And so I started researching the DNA activations, looking for classes. Couldn't find any that I could trust. And so I went to one site I always use for classes and found a class, and I had purchased it 3 years ago. So then I took the class. So that's how stubborn I am, and that's how much I procrastinate. But ever since then, and going to the DNA activation, it's really just kind of spiraled from there. The sacred code really is completely downloads from whatever it is energy that I'm channeling and communicates with me. He has told me to do this, and I have done it. And then everything falls into place. He's told me to do this. I've done it. Then, he's told me the sacred code after I developed it, told me what to print out. It's been a spiral, but I think it's all happening so fast and all at once because it's supposed to. We're about to go through a huge shift and everybody's supposed to wake up. This isn't so much about like growth for me, but more about mass awakening of souls and people seeing their full potential of who they are spiritually. Like that's the most important thing. Most important.
Yes, and I would agree. And I have read in multiple places, multiple sources, on how 2026 is the year of change for a lot of us. And for those who are, I can't say for everybody because some people don't want the change. Some people are going to resist the change. But for those of us who want to be guided and to change into figuring this all out, 2026 is definitely the year that it is going to happen. And I think it has everything to do for those who are into numerology, the numbers, the everything about 2026 reads that it's going to be an amazing year for a lot of growth for a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of, like you said, a lot of awakening is going to happen.
And it's exciting. And I just, And that's what I want for people is after the DNA activation and feeling my life come together and feeling joy and excitement and happiness, I want that for other people because there's no reason to go through life feeling bogged down and depressed and tired. There's so much you can just let go of, and it's easier than we think. And that's what the sacred code is finding your God source within and realizing your I am. When you realize not just that everything is one, but you also you realize your sovereignty, everything falls into place.
Right.
That's your I am. Life becomes so much easier. That's your ascension. That's your awakening. If we can help people live an easier life, why not do it?
Yeah, no, and I mean the life of everyday struggles. I mean, especially now for what is going on in our world, there are thousands, if not millions, of people who are struggling at this very moment to put food on the table, to find a job, to pay off their bills. But it's like everyday stresses that if you could just have a moment of clarity,
Mm-hmm.
you will the universe will help you, give you the codes to go, okay, so now I know what I need to be doing to get myself out of this negative rut or constant battle with negativity, because you really do. It is a way, it's a change of your whole life. I know, I've been there. I've gone through these changes. I've realized that I can't let my mental illness control me. I now have to control it. So, so these classes. Before we get into my question, Jason asks, when you do aggression, is it for extraterrestrial or is it can be also related to the a paranormal related thing?
All sorts of things. I've worked with paranormal where people have had an experience and they actually want to regress to that experience, that paranormal experience, to see what happened. It's no different than a contact experience. It's still contact. It's just, a different type of energy, right? And past life regressions do the same thing. But I've also worked with people who have been through trauma. I've taken them through that trauma to process it so they can release it. There's several different ways to skin a cat. So, yeah.
No, and I mean that is the amazing thing about regressions. We can talk about regressions for a few minutes here.
Mm-hmm.
It is not just as we see over the Voices Contact. It's not just for the people who have had what they believe is an alien encounter and can't remember it. But yeah, we as human beings have very traumatic experiences in our life. And even though some people have been able to kind of put it into the back of their minds, it always lingers there and it seems to come up when people have little trigger moments.
Mm-hmm.
Like myself, who was in a very bad car accident in '88. Whenever I see or hear an accident, that memory comes flooding back because, I know what it was like to be in a very bad car accident and basically told you're supposed to be dead because of it, because it's what it was. But it's not letting go, and we just find a way to deal with it. But some people just can't.
Well,
They can't move forward.
what's happening there? I've been doing a lot of research and a lot of the channeling because for my activation and this new leveling up, I channel everything that I always have, but a lot of the stuff is coming from a higher source too.
Right.
And a lot of the things they show me is the brain is everything, and you can really literally rewire the brain. And this is all about the nervous system. And those energetic soul memories are stored into our nervous system. And if you don't find a way to release them, they will catch up to you. And one way or another, it happened to me. And I think that's why I spent 2025 going through so much change, because 2024 was all about the soul work. And literally the universe caught up to my system and said, guess what? You've got something coming, so you're going to deal with this shit whether you want to or not.
Right.
I was forced into it, and I just had supernatural things happening all around me, like literally my coffee brewing on its own, commercials coming up on YouTube when YouTube wasn't on, like just weird, odd things that can you prove what it is?
Right.
No, but nobody did it, and somebody's trying to send you a message. And so that's finally, like, when that February hit, that's when I decided to slow down. Because I knew that something was coming. Regression work will literally let somebody go into the back of their mind, into the subconscious, and start releasing all that stuff that's in the nervous system and start to balance it. And you can do that through the brain. It's so easy to heal that way, and so simple, and an easy way to get out of your own way to do it.
Right.
It's the first stage of a whole new journey and a whole new life. So
That's amazing. And like I said, your regression work is so truly amazing for people that have either had regression work, or for those of us who have actually attended the UFO contact convention. You do a live regression right there on the stage with people. And this past year, you had it done to you.
I did. Yeah.
That must have been a very scary step for you to flip the switch and allow yourself to be regressed in front of a live audience. And I was able to catch the tail end of that, but I was, for the moments that I did, I mean, I was at the back of the room and I had tears in my eyes, and it was amazing.
It was very intense. Well, it was just, I think it was the way it was just supposed to happen. It was such an amazing weekend. And so I'll just share with you, something I hadn't shared with anybody, and I still have to share it with Deb, to be honest. So send me a message and don't let me forget that I need to tell Deb this. But the Friday night before, I was sitting outside the room, facing the water, and I watched this owl just fly right down in front of me and just skim right over the edge of the water across everybody, but nobody paid attention to this owl.
Wow.
I saw it. It was just the weirdest thing. And we all know, owls and the symbolism and, the dimensional realms, especially around UFO,
Yes.
UFO cons and contacts, things like that. And originally I was supposed to regress somebody else, but ended up happening with everything being so busy. We never got to, just because we were just going to draw names right from the audience. People were going to pick their names, and I was just going to draw a name, and that's who we were going to do it. And we didn't get a chance to get to it. And so I just finally told Deb, I was like, why don't you just regress me? And she's like, I can't do that. I'm like, yeah, you can. Just all you literally have to do is read the script. You're an expert regressionist. You regress people all the time. Just read it. I would trust very few people to do anything with me. Deb's literally the only person I would trust. So she's amazing. And
yes,
it was just meant to be. It was just the way it was going to be, no matter what. And I don't know. Deb's very soothing, so I wasn't nervous, but I had that biggest sensation that something big was about to happen for me.
Right.
And then when I came out of it, I had the biggest sensation that there's probably some times I should have kept my mouth shut. So it's kind of like, totally waking up in like this, feel like I'm in a completely different dimension. And then right after that, going to do a DNA activation on a big group of people. It was a weekend, but it was such an amazing weekend. You know, because it's not very often you get to go to an event to be a speaker, but I
Yeah.
actually get to be healed at the same time. So
Yes.
it was a next step in my journey. And again, that's actually right after that, because I'd been getting downloads of the sacred code. Right after that's when I got, okay, now you've got to turn it into an LLC and take it somewhere else. And I'm like, okay, I don't know where I'm taking it, but I just keep on going with the flow and keep doing what I'm guided to do. And it
Right.
just keeps on fitting. So it makes me happy and I like it.
And it's truly inspiring because, that's exactly how the Voices of Contact came to be. It was a download that told you you had to do something.
Yeah.
You were like, okay. And you just went with it. You said, okay. So you contacted a few people. Everybody's like, oh, cool idea. 2 years later, here you guys have a huge following, very successful, very unique way approach to what is going on, and also at the same time shedding light on alien encounters
Yeah.
and how many people have really done it. Because if you guys can do 2 years worth of shows, and you guys probably haven't even scratched the surface of what's really happening out there yet, it's truly amazing.
It's, it's, and I'm not saying that the disclosure that's been happening out there isn't real, but this is real disclosure. These are real people who we're ready to face something and get some answers, and we're willing to share their experience with other people out there. And I tell you what, it made such a difference for a lot of people. It gave people, the guts to share their story when they would have never had the guts before. you
Great.
know and when you can share your truth, that's when you truly come alive. If you're doing anything other than living authentically, your soul's going to cry in some shape or form.
Right. And that's exactly, we hear multiple stories about the UFO contact being able to do that for people. And like day one, Friday, the kickoff and everything, the audience is given an opportunity for anybody who wants to stand up and ask a question. Or, hey, if you think you've had a UFO experience, to look at people when they tell their story for a first time in front of a bunch of strangers who they don't know, you can see the relief fall off their shoulders and in
Okay.
their eyes, in their face. And it's
Yep.
like you see this instant glow because they're so relieved that they were finally able
Yes.
to say something and not be judged because of it. And what it is that you do is exactly that. It gives people an opportunity to say something without the fear of judgment or being ridiculed after they do it.
It makes you feel like you've come home when you can just be comfortable in your own skin.
Yes.
And that's something that's really important to me. When you grow up feeling awkward and weird and like the ugly duckling, like nothing you do is right, you really just want everybody to be comfortable in their own skin. Otherwise, you're never going to see their true selves.
Uh, yes, no, for sure. And to that person, yes, you may ask a question. That's what this show is about. Mama Mary will answer it the best to her ability.
Yeah.
So just type it in there and I will pull it up on the screen for her to see to ask. So, Sacred Code downloads. If one was interested in to begin this process, what would be the first thing in guidance you would ask them to do, or to start the process?
Of finding their own I am. What was your
Hello?
question, Dale?
So for anybody who wants to get into the secret code, to start the process, to get it going, to start that journey of discovery and to openness, what would be the first thing you would say to them, or what would be the first guidance you would give them on that?
To want to remember, to be ready to go on that journey to remember and actually to know the real truth. There's a lot of us who, many spiritual people have said, the Bible's a really good book, but it's not the whole truth, right? There's a missing piece to the puzzle. So what is that missing piece of the puzzle for you? So my journey has brought me to the fact that I'm a Solar Mary, and hence the connection to Solar Marys, our Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, all those kind of lineages that have made a powerful force. And there's lots of different layers. We've got to figure out our layer. First, the first part of that layer, the first part of that code is meditation and finding what you really connect with the most. That's your starseed self.
Okay.
And, so many past lives. If you want to start discovering what your code is, you've got to do the work to discover your past lives, because what it really is, and through this work, and now I'm going to go off a little bit, but what I have discovered in this work is there's infinite possibilities, right? And I have discovered that we are constantly in the spiritual battle. The battle between good and evil is a constant thing. You have the negative alien agenda, archons, reptilians, all those, and other supernatural beings of God knows what, right? And then you have the human race, and it's sort of like there's 3 different planet Earths, all right? See us as a planet where this negative alien agenda split us all apart. Our souls are scattered. Those are our past lives. We're constantly living our past lives with our present life, with our future life. If you delve into your past lives and figure out what part needs to be healed and integrated back into your soul, that throws you into your Kundalini awakening and your DNA activation, and you integrate all the pieces of your soul that you lost back in and become whole. That is what the sacred code is in a nutshell. That's what I have learned to do, and that is what I am going to help other people do if they want my help. Some aren't going to want the help. Some might want just a little bit help, but there's no reason why anybody should live in distortion, feeling like there's 2 pieces of them. The one waiting to get out and the one that is the mask that they show everybody else. I'd rather just rip off the mask. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. That is absolutely phenomenal, and that is the absolute truth. And I mean, in order to discover where you're going, and people do this subconsciously all the time, and they don't even realize they're doing it. But the people who hold you back are ourselves, not the people around us. It's ourselves that hold us back by constantly not having belief in yourself that you have the ability to live the way you are meant to be, until the way you're meant to live. Some of us don't feel worthy. Some of us don't feel like we're good enough, and all that. So yes, the only person in this world that can make you happy is you. You don't need anybody in your life to make you do that. You have to be happy within yourself first. So the sacred code sounds like truly an amazing piece of next level if people truly want to take that step.
Yeah. Well, so we have to see, we have to think about it as those negative energies, and it's all around us. We talk as spiritual people how we need to protect our energy all the time, right?
Right.
Think about the fact of how every time we try to do a little bit better, all of a sudden something negative happens and it pulls us down. Doesn't it ever occur to us that That's a spiritual warfare, creating distortion, so we'll never see our truth. But if you can raise your vibration above that frequency, those kind of frequencies can't touch you anymore.
Right. So the person that asked if they can ask a question said, many boys in the family. Is it a girl this time? Someone is close to expecting.
Oh, oh, that's a tricky one. I'm going to go with girl only because that's what makes my gut tingle. But do not quote me on that. It's like a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
I did get, if it's a girl, I'm getting the name of some kind of flower. But
There we go.
so.
So, girl with a flower name. So, there we go. So, that'll give you something to think about. So your classes, your guidance on the sacred code, if somebody's interested in taking this with you, what would be the best way to get a hold of you to let you know that they're definitely interested in learning more about the sacred code or their sacred code, really?
Well, they can go to the Sacred Code Facebook page, and they can always send me a message there. Or if they're friends with me, Mary Bassett, on Facebook, they can message me there. And then my email, Mama Mary Regressions at hotmail.com. That's another way to reach out. And then my webpage, www.mamamarythesacredcode. That's another way. And when it comes to the classes, again, a lot of these things are things that I'm channeling myself. And so as I test them and work with them myself, I see how much my vibration elevates while doing them. And so I want to teach everybody else. So it's just like the 13 Holy Days class that I just did. That was a complete download. I was told to look them up. I didn't even know it was a thing. And then it blew my mind when it was. And like, I've been paying for this kind of reading for quite a while. So I figured I'm going to do this for myself and teach everybody else how to do it, because it's growth. Why not make a soul plan for the whole year? Doesn't that make sense? It's just
Absolutely.
there's just so much out there, and I think if we, as a collective, if we connect together, we'll find it so much faster. So much faster.
And that's the way I truly believe. We do things better as a group than we do as alone. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yes, there's some parts of journeys you have to be alone in order to grow. But if you find the like-minded people around you, people who will help you grow, it'll happen that much faster. It's
Yep.
kind of like if you have one flower over here trying to grow by itself, but yet a whole garden over here of all kinds of flowers, you'll find those ones will grow a lot faster than the one that's over here by themselves.
Yeah.
They're getting all the sunlight, they're getting all the nutrients, but together we all grow together faster, easier, and then you realize who your support system is.
That's right. Yep. You find your family.
So there you go, folks. The sacred code. If you want to find out what it's all about to start that journey, please reach out to Mama Mary. She'll be more than happy to get you started on that journey, because I know 2026 is going to be a big year for so many of us.
It is.
So much growth is happening. You can already feel it. I sense it. I see it. I feel it. And the people around me growing, so I know I'm going to grow along with them. So let's definitely
Yes,
make
you
that
are.
exciting things. Talking about exciting things here, we are talking about a brand new event that's going to be happening August 15th, 2026. You and are hosting an event called the Ascension-Con.
Yes. I'm again one of those things. Sometimes I think, sometimes spirit just is like, well, just give it all to Mary because she'll just do just about anything. It's because it's one of those things. But it will be, before I run into the story about it, it'll be August 15th to 26th at the historical Charlton Park in Hastings, Michigan. And it's such a beautiful place. You can walk through it. The village itself, you can only walk through it, but it's like you're stepping back in time. It's old historical buildings, and there's just so much property there. There's a lake. If people wanted to come camp, there's campgrounds, to the left and right across from Charlton Park. But Berry County itself is such an amazing, it's more rural. So there's so many scenic things to go see and do, and a lot of little back trails that you can go investigate and go look at. It's just, Charlton Park has so much like Native American and spiritual energy there. You can just feel it the moment that you walk in. I think it was probably about 5 or 6 years ago, they uncovered like an old foundation, and it was somebody who used to live in a cabin there, and they had found stories of when they would have church there at the Charlton Park, and he would watch all the Native Americans come over Thornapple Lake in their canoes. So it's just like that. There's so much nostalgia there that really needs to be brought to the hearts of everybody, the vibration and the energy. And the idea really started back in events in general are just kind of dying out. And I started really picking up on that on June, that really it's not so much the events, it's vibrationally, we're always already there. We need something higher, right?
Right.
And then I think it was July, I was still trying to do the events, and like the first day was really dead. So I was like, all right, spirit guides, send me a sign. And because I was getting absolutely nothing. And I always at least do halfway decent, enough to say I'm kind of a little busy. And a huge storm came through and blew everything over. And the storm wasn't the sign because I knew the storm was coming. But right before this storm, somebody was coming to get a reading from me. And all of a sudden they collapsed and had to be taken away by ambulance.
Oh, wow.
So that was the first time I had ever experienced a psychic attack, which told me that's where I really started thinking, okay, everything that's happening here is supernatural. This is more than just, it's time to do something different that actually means something. So Ascension-Con, the speakers are for free. The booths for the vendors are for free. It's open to the public. It's just to getting a chance to get back to why we actually do this spiritual work in the first place. Why did we want to become healers? Why did we want to do podcasts and reach out to people? It's to send a message and to connect and help people remember. So that's the goal is, there are specialized tickets for the after hours events, and that's hopefully to generate the money to pay for it. But this is going to be a big event because it's bigger than just having an event. This is more, this is about genuine soul connection and maybe finding a new path or finding your path for the first time.
Right.
You get me talking, I won't shut up. Sorry, Dale.
Hey, you know what? That is okay. We have a question for you here. Are your sessions in person only, or do you offer virtual?
I do both. It's just as easy as in personal. I prefer personal only because I like to become friends with a person. And I think when you can be in their energy and vibe, you have more of a friendship. But I can still build a friendship by just looking at your face.
There you go, Christy. No, so so Ascension-Con, yes, it is a truly amazing step forward in what is happening. And like you said, a lot of these events that we go to quite frequently, I mean, yeah, the people that are there, the energy is good and everything, but it needs almost like I want to say like the UFO contact convention. Like you go there, but you leave there feeling so different. You feel alive. It's like your energy, your vibe has
Oh,
been recharged,
I
and
know.
that's
Well, because it's so full of love,
yeah,
you know. Because that's the epitome of Deb and RJ. Their
yeah,
love. That's why everybody loves them, right? And that's what makes you walk away from an event wanting to go back is because of how it made you feel inside. And I think people being able to be a part of something that's all about connecting and giving back to other people and being of service,
right.
that's love. You
Yeah.
know,
No,
being a
it
part of
definitely is.
something bigger than yourself. So,
So the speakers that you've brought in for Ascension-Con this year, truly amazing lineup. Uh, what when you were putting this all together? I mean, each one of those speakers have a very high passion, are all very given people. They're all truly amazing people. I've had the opportunity to meet everybody that is going to be there. But what was your thought process when you were putting this whole thing together and bringing different aspects of the supernatural umbrella to your event?
it's it is who spirit told me to ask.
Nice.
That that's I that's I I'm
That
sorry. I have to be
you know
honest.
what? Don't be sorry because everything you've done, everything you do, and everything going forward.
It
I
usually
mean,
falls into place. I'm just
yeah, it
blind to
falls
do
into
it.
place and it works. And you know, it's not like one of those. Well, you know, I wanted this person because they're so popular. They have 40 million followers. You know,
No,
you looked at it as a personal thing, and like I really love this person's energy. I like that person's energy.
you know,
You know,
a lot of it was they've all touched my life in some shape or form. And I always go with the flow. And so with potographs, I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. So I might look over at my little spreadsheet. But with
there you go.
potographs, there's a huge story there. And I know it's not
Very big.
necessarily supernatural, but that's not really what matters to me.
Right.
The empowerment of that story, the message of love, of connection with animals, and how you can literally turn from feeling like you've got nothing left to being where you are today. It's it's a major story, and the fact that they raise money for a good cause for the
Right.
local shelters, that's important. It's an important message. And you know, with Brian, everybody just loves Brian Danhausen, you know.
He is a truly unique individual in himself in the gifts and the talent that he has. He has brought every talent he has and puts it into his passion of work.
Mhm.
Anybody who's met Brian Danhausen, yeah, I mean, he's just a fun guy to be around. Like he's always bubbly. He can make you laugh. You're having
He's
a
so
bad day.
laid back, yeah. Yeah, it's so laid back and fun. And Dana Stricker, you have to have her do a gallery reading. Just her gifts are beyond amazing.
Yes,
Just the gifts alone. Deb and RJ are going to be speakers. You're going to be a speaker, right?
and I'm very grateful to be a part of such an amazing group of people. So, I truly thank you for including me in on this amazing inaugural event. So,
Hey, the
I
first
don't
one's
know.
always going to be the best.
The first
Well,
ones are always the best, and I mean,
and
I truly am blessed to say that I get up in front of people and I get to talk to people and to try to make people think a little bit differently about their lives in general because of every struggle that I've had to go through. But
mhm.
it's the supernatural world is why I'm here being able to spread positive energy and joy into happiness to other people. So I'm glad I fit into the equation of what Ascension-Con is really about.
That is. And then we have, and you know Deb Cobble.
Yes,
She's
yes.
going to be a speaker there, and Ronnie LeBlanc. I'm very excited about that. He's going to be a
Ronnie.
speaker, and he's
Love that
perfect
guy.
though. Isn't he
I love that guy.
perfect? He is
He
such a
is.
spiritual person, and he knows what he's talking about. And then this is my fangirl. This is like, I'm not going to lie. This is purely for me, Heather Taddy. I just think she is such an amazing person. That she is just somebody you could talk to that it feels like you've known her forever and you've been friends for 20 years.
Right.
So let me make sure I haven't missed anybody because I'm running my mouth. So Jamalia, she is going to be
Yeah.
the MC, so she's definitely going to be entertaining.
She is
Entertaining just
the
walking up to you. I love it.
yeah. She will have the room in stitches. She will have the room just smiling because her personality is absolutely perfect.
Yep. And then Brad Blair.
Yes.
I told him I was going to try to convince him to dress up as a like Men in Black person. I don't know if it'll work, but everything's worth a shot at least once.
You know what, Brad will do it because that's just Brad's personality. He is just that fun-loving guy who is he is so down to earth. Yes,
He is. He's a good guy.
Those guys up in the UP, they are truly amazing guys. They have changed so many lives, and they are the reason why I know amazing people like you and Deb and RJ and Ronnie LeBlanc and all these truly amazing people I all met because of their event, and here we all are, and amazing people in the growth and the energy that we produce because of those guys, and
oh yeah,
two guys that love to give back.
Yes, and then I had three more. So do you remember the She Squatchers, right, at the UFO Con?
Yes, yeah, they were on the TPV show.
They're all going to be there too. I'm just so excited.
Yes.
But again, it's all what Spirit reached out and said, "Hey, these are the ones you need here vibrationally wise." So that's who we've got.
See, I love Jason just because he's a fellow Canadian. Gotta love that about the guy.
Oh yeah, you can't fault him, right?
So yeah, no, it is truly an amazing event. I am so happy that this has come about. I'm excited for it, and like I said, I'm truly grateful to be among some of the best. And I do have to say yes for Heather Taddy. She is truly phenomenal. I had a chance to meet her at Potographs. Huge fan myself because I grew up watching Paranormal State. Her and Katrina were always my favorites. So yes, I'm so happy she's going to be there and get to be able to talk with her some more. So right now we're getting close to almost a full hour, and I can't believe this is almost happening. But I want this is a chance for you to promote everything that you're doing, what's happening. Let people know when tickets are going to be available for Ascension-Con, or all the information they need to know to find out about Ascension-Con, like places to stay and all that. So this is going to be your few minutes to talk about Mama Mary, the one who we love the most.
I'm supposed to remember all of that?
Well, as much as you can.
Well, for the Ascension-Con, we had the VIP dinner, which will be the night before on Friday night. So tickets are on sale for that. And that's going to be a galactic murder mystery dinner. So Ronnie, Mr. LeBlanc, is going to become a professor, and he's going to mysteriously disappear, and we're going to have to figure out who did it. And then we also have the Bigfoot hunt, and that will be with the She Squatchers, Ronnie LeBlanc, Jason Kenzie, and RJ DeRoos. And those are on sale too. And the gallery tickets with Dana Stricker are on sale. The CE5, we're going to have a CE5 group. Those tickets are on sale. And we're having a DNA activation with myself and Deb DeRoos, and those tickets are on sale. If you just go to Mama Mary, the Sacred Code, You'll find it all there. I think that's all of it.
That is amazing. Now, for anybody who's looking to reach out to get a reading from you, maybe explore the option of regression because they really want something's been on them or something's been bothering them. They think maybe regression will help them. How is that? How can they get in contact with you for a reading or a regression?
The fastest way will be through either the Sacred Code Facebook page or finding me on Facebook if they're friends, and they can follow the Sacred Code LLC on TikTok. They can reach me through there too, and that will always have updates of my upcoming classes and things like that.
Amazing. Folks, there you have it. This is the lovely, the beautiful, the ever amazing Mama Mary. I truly love this lady. She's meant a big part of my life, and I'm so glad that I will be with her August 15th for sure up at Hastings, Michigan, all part of the Ascension-Con. So get yourselves over there. A lot of amazing things are going to be happening that weekend. Come on down and join us. Prepared to be lifted and rejuvenized and have your batteries recharged because it is going to be an amazing weekend. Lots of amazing hosts.
There's gonna be ghosts there too, I'm sure.
Yeah, there probably will be ghosts. But yeah, come on down. It's going to be an amazing weekend. So once again, mark your calendars, August 15th. I hope you'll be joining us up in Hastings, Michigan. And with that, Mama Mary, I wish you a very much thank you for being a part of the show today, talking about the Sacred Code. For those that want to learn more about the Sacred Code, please reach out to Mama Mary. Any of her programs that she wants to teach, she can tell you how to be all part of that as well. So that's going to do it for me. I thank everybody. I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and all the best and a Happy New Year. Like I said, this is the last podcast that I will be doing for both TPV and Seeking Vibes podcast, but we're going to restart back in February, probably the first or second Sunday in February. So I look forward to seeing everybody in 2026, where new things are going to be happening, new vibes are going to be happening, and we're all going to grow together. So let's make 2026 an amazing year for each and one of us. I love you all, and like I said in the beginning, please check on your loved ones and everybody around you and make sure everybody has a great holiday season and that nobody is left behind for sure. So with that, have a good night, everybody. We will see you all in February. In the meantime, I love you all, and you all matter. Thank you. Have a good night.